doing these things.
Yeah.
Because in the end, right, if we deploy something that is so secure that it's unusable, means that we just wasted our effort. If we deploy something that is very insecure, I would feel very uncomfortable with that.
I understand.
Because that is a risk that we would like to avoid. So that is in part why we do this. And then, one of the other things that we were trying out in this user study, and that only partially worked so far, so that's a little bit of a bummer, is that when you look at these systems, it's very easy to compare functionality. Because functionality, you immediately see, oh, this is annoying. Oh, I see snippets. Snippets are cool, right? So it's very easy to see those differences.
Yes.
It's not so easy to make apparent what are the security implications of doing certain things are. And we tried in the interface to show these implications in different ways. Like you saw some of the pop-ups, we saw some of the event history, we saw some of the leakage view, and part of that we did in that way to try and make it easier easier not, but I mean to make it a little bit more tangible to understand what is going on. That is why we are, and why you, for example, were looking at the over-the-shoulder view, whereas we would actually never build that in the real system. Like our hope was, and that is not working completely, that this is an interesting way to understand better what the risks are.
Yeah. But in the very end, I suspect that journalists, this is something I completely trust other colleagues with. For example, the IT, the data team, the IT team, the data team with OCCRP. And they present me a system that I have access to and that I can use and that I found helpful. I do not worry because I'm in an environment where I feel safe and I can trust people. So.
That is very fair, right? Like the thing though that we're trying, and we get this comment, and this is also a very helpful comment, right? Is that essentially what you're saying is if the system is curated well enough, I don't need to be too worried.
And it starts earlier. The people personally at best. That's help set up a system or help you to get access to a system. When I say person, you have met them before in a conference, for example, or you have worked together, and you had working meetings in whatever city around the globe. And at the very end, it boils down to an issue of trust. I'd say, and that's why, those colleagues, they trust me with my reporting too, right? They do not fact check before I publish anything.
Exactly.
Because they don't even have access to it. But they share their trust with me, and I'll share my trust with them. So that's why it's more about. I know I want to have access to some sort of system that makes my life easier and not more complicated.
No, that's fair, right? So the thing that we're worried about, but that's also a little bit our job as sort of privacy researchers, I would say, is how that evolves when you make this group bigger and bigger, right? Like these things are easier. Like these things are easier to manage when you can do these controls.
Yes. What happens if you don't?
Now what happens if it's going to be 500 people? Well, because 500 people gets to the point where, you probably don't know all of them. You probably don't trust all of them. Maybe you trust that somebody checked, right? But that is sort of like at some point you approach the boundary where you want, maybe, at least that's why we're thinking about some of these systems, right? Where maybe at some point it starts making sense to rely on a system architecture to make up for some of the...
Yeah, I just have to answer the doorbell. Sorry.
That's
just
okay.
Hang on.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry. That was the postal service.
Yes,
okay.
It's great. It's my favorite thing as well. Except that I need to bounce down 6 flights of stairs and then it'll...
Oh, no, that's faster.
Yes,
yeah.
That's my exercise. Anyway, I'll keep you informed about this. Just to wrap up. Thanks so much for the nice conversation, and the helpful insights is much appreciated as well.
Thank you, and good luck.
Thanks.
Looking forward to learn more.
Yes,
Thank you.
We're gonna do some more of these interviews, and we're gonna write up the results, of course, and I'll share them with you. Cool. I have some teeny tiny follow-up questions that I'll just drop in an email.
Yes, please. Do
for
so.
A little bit of background. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Keep safe.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.